These celebrations are absolutely insane and have never been seen before in NFL history. One player, Alexander Madison, got so out of hand that he hurt himself. Apparently, this whole thing started on TikTok, where other athletes started doing the same thing. After Alex scored on this play, he demonstrated his skills by handing the ball to Madison, who then broke through for the touchdown. Anyone surprised? But before we do that, let's talk about the NFL player who lost a lot of it due to his wild celebration in 2004. When the Vikings played at Packers Stadium, there were a bunch of white people sitting on the hill, completely undressed. The fans were relieved that Randy was out with an injury, but the fans and the Packers weren't going to let that go. In fact, at the start of the fourth quarter, the team even had a marching band come out to mock Randy. In the midst of the NFL playoffs, Moss pretended to be hiding something, which explains why he couldn't help but laugh. He knew just what dark secret he was about to reveal. Fast forward a few weeks, and Randy was back on the field, prepared to pull off the most insane celebration in history peppers. The Moss wow, Randy Moss is about to score a touchdown. In that game, I managed to score a touchdown. Initially, it was reported that Randy was fined $10,000 for the celebration, but he later clarified that it was actually a bit more. Boy, they were going to finge me $30, $40,000. Odell is known to do wild celebrations. Once, he acted like a dog and spent time in jail, which is exactly where he should have gone. Another time, he transformed into Michael Jackson. But his wildest celebration, this dude's obsession with playing COD and beating people in the game. After a touchdown in an NFL game, he would go for a fade. Dika would make just one more Rams music. Arrival at destination, wow. Did he really just hit a self-revive like in a war zone? He's got a great knack for going down on people. I don't get what you mean by that. But at least Odell's celebration was entertaining during games. Aaron Rodgers, on the other hand, might spend the next 20 years behind bars for his celebration. Fans learned that he secretly traveled to other countries and consumed a legal substance called IASA, which caused him hallucinations. The fact that he was caught with this substance could result in a 20-year prison sentence in the U.S. Regardless, Rodgers claimed he was only under 12 when he brought the drink into an NFL game. And after the touchdown, the entire team acted as if they were performing an IASA ritual by drinking it and hallucinating. They were savage for it. But listen, not every celebration is so serious. Like Stefan's Diggs celebration turned the NFL into the WWE. The legendary celebration by Steve Austin, the first athlete I've ever seen allowed to get lit on live TV, had him taking beer showers and chugging them. Thanks to Stefan's undying affection for him, Josh Allen not only got cleats emblazoned with Stone Cold's likeness, but Stefan recently paid tribute to him after a touchdown by throwing a Stone Cold celebration at the Gold IR Diggs. It was a brilliant move by Diggs, man. Terry's journey began when he was moved by a memorable scene in the movie Love Don't Cost a Thing. In the scene, a man named McClellan makes a spectacular catch in an open field. Terry proceeds to emulate McClellan's 70-yard touchdown run, making sure that everyone would remember it. I honestly had no clue how it was going to be feasible until a post appeared on the music website. But Frost was commissioned by Terry H., one of the most renowned jewelers in the world, to create a piece based on it. The GR dude turned Terry's post into a diamond pendant on a diamond chain. Everyone in the comments loved it, except for one fan who pointed out something interesting. The fan said, "I hate to be that guy, but wrong uniform. Terry wore a Redskins uni in that game. Yeah, just look at this." They weren't the Commanders yet, but Jeweler Man really put Terry in a Washington Commander jersey, even though they were named that. Regardless, Terry must have loved the chain because, though it definitely cost him hella bank rules, he wears it everywhere he goes. In his first career game, he went foo on this play and never looked back. The little dancey doll, thanks to Justin's influence, not only did the whole NFL start doing it, but athletes from other sports started celebrating with it as well. The world was going crazy over it, to the point where we even contacted the dance's creator to come up with 5 more variations of the celebration. Introducing the gritty __. It was no surprise to me when I logged onto Fortnite, entered the item shop, and found it in the game after all that went viral. We're soaring high, you know? Come on in, pass it out, throw it up. Hey V, even Justin urged kids everywhere to get down and dirty with their opponents. My message to the fans is to let them gritty as much as possible. It would be my dream to see the whole world doing it. Some schizophrenics were watching him and his teammates closely. The Salvation Army is a great organization that uses fan donations to help people overcome poverty, feed the hungry, and provide emergency relief for disasters. Obviously, the kettle stood for a worthy cause, and on occasion, Zeke would not only make a mid-game donation to it, but he and his teammates would celebrate touchdowns in them on purpose, hoping the Salvation Army would go viral and raise even more exposure. It became a tradition for Dallas Cowboys players to represent the Salvation Army so strongly. Their celebrations, of course, resulted in a huge spike in donations to the charity. Sauce celebrated by donating 50,000 more. It definitely earned my respect, but some of Zeke's opponents saw it as a chance to earn a check. How long did you prepare for that? Was it instinctive in the moment? Oral score, the Philadelphia area. He's been playing Grand Theft Auto a bit too much, but that celebration wasn't just illegal, a player accidentally shot himself. The most bizarre part is that it's not what you would expect. So yeah, that dude really messed up, kicked in the door, and stole all the cash. At the time, Plaxico Burress was a famous NFL player who wanted nothing more than to have a night out to celebrate his achievements. But wait, there's more. The NFL fined him $6,000 because he wanted to act like a thug. I mean, come on, Juju Smith-Schuster celebrated his death in a very feminine way. He dyed his hair every color of the rainbow, had his car painted pink, and showed up to games in skirts. Tommy Kramer, my son, please come over to me. Randy was determined to exact revenge, and he certainly had to. Just out of warm-up rep. It was inspired by Call of Duty. Rodgers was recently in the news for all the wrong reasons. I'll always have a soft spot for wrestling because my grandfather was a tremendous fan, and one of his favorite wrestlers was Stone Cold. Stefan has always been into wrestling, and I was a huge fan as a kid. God damn, that thing's bright. Speaking of robberies, Ezekiel Elliott was robbed at the Cowboys Stadium while celebrating a touchdown. The Eagles were playing the Cowboys when Devontae Smith caught a pass. And let me tell you, he's not the only NFL player who celebrates by doing things that girls do. Oh, and he still wants advice on how to parent the baby, right? It was a sight to behold. I shoved him in the direction I indicated, since what you did for Randy, boss, is repulsive. Hold on a second, $30,000 or $40,000 was absolutely worth it because the NFL is now retaliating against him. And if the price of stadium drinks wasn't high enough, Stefan got a $113,000 fine for his infamous double-fisted celebration, clearly a horrible idea. But Terry McLaurin spent even more to make his wildest party sparkle like diamonds.